Why work hard when you can work smart? These geniuses put their inventions on display, but be careful. They aren't all entirely safe. Like the guy who strapped a couple of jet engines to the back of his car. Even though Back to the Future 2 told us we'd have hoverboards by 2015, this is still pretty cool. I mean, it's just like an oversized drone. The Star 8 sets a record for the longest hoverboard flight ever. This is what it looks like when you put ChatGPT into a Terminator body. It's only a matter of time before AI breaks out of the internet and sets off Judgment Day. If you thought robotic dogs were terrifying enough as it is, wait till you see what happens when you strap a flamethrower on the back of these digital hounds. Who needs a jet engine, propeller, or even landing gear when you have the Archaeopteryx? Am I even saying that right? Weighing only 64 kilograms, these engineless gliders rely completely on wind currents and a gentle running start from its pilot to get airborne. Strapping up a 700cc engine to a wheelie bin might have been the perfect example of why women live longer than men. Ever wonder how pizza delivery drivers manage to bring your food while it's still warm? They started using jetpacks. You can tell work for the Avengers is quiet when Iron Man needs to do pizza deliveries as a side hustle. This futuristic bazooka literally fires a medieval net into the sky to take out those pesky plastic spy robots. This spokeless motorcycle turns heads whenever it cruises. Knowing how bikes work, it doesn't seem possible, but here he is, looking like a steampunk Tron cycle. The lawnmower bike is the perfect example of just because you can, doesn't mean you should. This is what happens when you ask your friends to help you move house, and they actually show up. It's also what you do when you love your house but hate the neighborhood. This VR system links to a robot working in a convenience store, who said working from home was only for office staff. Underwater swimming and diving is now effortless with the CUDA Jet. Think of it like an underwater jet ski, allowing you to channel your inner Aquaman for as long as you can hold your breath. It might be an upgrade from 2 horses, but this chariot definitely has some serious horsepower. Introducing Exhibit's lesser-known spin-off, Pimp My Boat. And in this episode, we're mixing rowboats with rocket fuel. If cycling is way too much for you, relax. Put your feet up. Couch Bike has got you covered. With the Ripsaw tank, you might not be able to fit into a standard-sized parking space, but you're able to turn any building into a drive-thru. Adding giant spiral screws to your vintage tractor turns it into the snowplow from hell. Just don't fall off and you'll be fine.
Hello, cutie pie.
It's like a weed whacker, but for snow. The Ego Power Shovel gets a whole lot of work done in just seconds. This is the ultimate alarm clock. Meet Phil. He's the robot massage arm that'll gently rub away your knotted muscles in the morning. Just make sure you sleep straight in bed, or the mornings could get awkward. Adding arms to drones makes them just a little bit closer to a full robot uprising. Do we really want things that can both spy on us and grab us? The coolest new way to climb trees is with the Tree Scooter. Part motorbike, part mechanical monkey. This invention makes coconut gathering a breeze. Self-powered flight is no easy feat. Just ask this cycling enthusiast. But all it takes is one gust of wind and you're off. They say Iron Man died at the end of Endgame, but this guy comes to a close second with his jet-powered wings. Perfect for the introvert who still loves sports. This robot can play badminton with you as long as you ask nicely. If you believe the Jetsons, flying cars should be mainstream any day now. But if you're rich enough, that day is today. The air car is basically just a car with wings. And after racing to speeds of 74 miles per hour, you're airborne. One thing's for certain, you'll never be in a traffic jam ever again. With robot car parks, you'll never circle in a parking lot for hours trying to find that one leftover space. When you own a pair of jet skis but live 500 miles from the nearest body of water. Combining a snowmobile with a literal rocket sounds like pure insanity. I'm in. In this automated kitchen, the robots do most of the work while the owners collect all the profits. I bet they don't even get benefits. When the speed you get from downhill skiing isn't enough, why not double your chances of death by strapping a literal jet engine to your back and holding on tight? If you can't go around bad traffic, just go over. This invention makes traffic jams a thing of the past as you zoom overhead like a boss. When spike strips and gentle persuasion aren't enough, the grappler stops police pursuits dead in their tracks. Is it a boat? Is it a car? It's both. It's called the Iguana. You need to be a special kind of rich to not even need a boat ramp for your super yacht. This machine sucks. No, really, that's the point. Trash disappears in an instant with this super street vacuum. If you ever need to raise an army of little people, oh, do I have the perfect tank for you. This is the future of roadside construction. Glow-in-the-dark remote-controlled traffic cones that can be operated from anywhere. Cool innovation? Or an opportunity for some mischievous pranks? This is why you should never tip the kitchen staff. They're probably just robots. But on second thought, if they are in fact robots, what if they retaliate? This robot will never miss the ball in a game of table tennis. It's over for the nerds. The only thing missing from this fully functional mech warrior is a shoulder-mounted cannon and a laser Gatling gun. With realistic movements and responsive controls, this thing would give Ellen Ripley a run for her money. When your teacher tells you that your assignment has to be handwritten, challenge accepted. Need to get somewhere in a hurry but don't want to work up a sweat? Shoe gliders are the must-have invention for jaywalkers who need to look casual while they're breaking the law. You don't need a ladder when you have this. It's Spider-Man but with extra steps. No, this isn't one of Doc Ock's leftover tentacles. This is an automatic Tesla charger, and it's a game changer. With the flick of a button, this turbo noodle robot does more work than the entire kitchen staff. Guess who's getting Employee of the Month yet again? This VR control drone represents the next immersive step in drone piloting. It's like having a flying, seeing eye dog. This curvable screen can be wrapped and twisted, and when cut, it will keep on working. It's like a high-tech snap band. I know fat fingers are a thing, but is a keyboard this big really necessary? Typing on it would feel like shouting.
Oh, hi, Mark.
It turns out drones are useful for more than just spying on your neighbors. They can also fight fires in tall buildings. This hovercraft looks like someone took the wheels off a bike and added bubbles instead. Every evil villain's lair needs a secret rock entrance to their chamber of doom. When you're a fan of rollerblading, but four wheels just isn't enough, this guy transforms into the human roller man. It's all fun and games until he needs the brake.
I'm dying. Help me.
Looking like a cross between a spider and a go-kart, there's literally nowhere this all-terrain vehicle can't go. Well, maybe not upstairs. The Mercedes AVTR has see-through glass instead of doors, for that futuristic fishbowl feel. Hydrofoils seem to defy logic, so why not increase the absurdity by adding a bicycle on top? You can now experience the sensation of cycling into the air, Elliot and E.T. style. This might look like your average run-of-the-mill country home, but with one click of a button, hydraulic doors open up into the world's most secret garage. Turns out you don't need water to put out a forest fire. A giant vacuum seems to do the trick just fine. We've got machines to wash and dry our clothes, but this thing puts the final touch on domestic bliss. At first glance, it looks like this guy invented his own personal helicopter system, but no, it's much dumber than that. Meet the personal ceiling fan. These guys rig their truck to collect traffic cones automatically. Now, if only they didn't have to do it in reverse. The ultimate racing rig. This setup makes you feel every virtual pothole in high-fidelity whiplash effects. A spinning fan and a few LED lights are all you need to create these incredible 3D holographic displays. If this is the future of neon ninjas, I'm a huge fan. This body retrieval bot collects injured people from disaster zones that are too dangerous for human rescuers. It can also be used to remove drunk guests that have passed out in your living room.